You're watching 13 News, Kansas News Leader.
Good evening, I'm Melissa Bruner.
And I'm Ralph Hipp. Breaking news here at the 10 o'clock hour, especially those of you heading out on the highways. The southbound US 75 highway Westgate Bridge is closed right now. A
semi rolled on its side on the exit. I-70. Here's a live look at the scene right now. Crews are directing traffic around the area. Southbound 75 traffic must all go west on I-70. Then if you're wanting to go east, you'll have to get off on Fairlawn to turn back around. The driver here is not believed to be seriously hurt, but it is expected to be hours before crews can get that semi cleared and the road reopens. So for example, all of the Goodyear workers will be getting off work in about an hour. If they want to go south, they're going to have to find a way around, or at least know that they're going to have that traffic obstacle in their way. We'll keep you updated on this situation at WIBW.com.
Our other big story here at the 10 o'clock hour comes from Topeka City Hall, where council members, including the new ones, continue holding that long discussion about the future of Heartland Park.
With 4 new members on the council now, City Manager Jim Colson wants to be sure all their questions are answered about the city's plans to issue star bonds to buy the property before this comes to a vote in a week or so. 13's Justin Surency is live at City Hall, where public comment continues. Justin?
Melissa and Ralph, the discussion about Heartland Park Topeka was a highly debated one tonight. In fact, lasting over 3 hours long of discussion without any action taken. Now, of course, we've relayed the information all throughout the whole process. City Manager Jim Colson, he relayed some of the bonus factors about issuing the $5 million in star bonds. And right now, I'm joined by Doug Gerber with the City of Topeka. And Mr. Gerber, you explained in a PowerPoint presentation, over 20 slides long, some of the 2 options that Topekans have. Can you describe those options in clarity for some transparency for those people out there that weren't able to attend the meeting?
Justin, I would agree. Great discussion tonight. We started the discussion by saying that we wanted to make sure that council was able to make the most informed decision possible, and hopefully we presented them with enough information tonight that they can have a well-informed decision moving forward. One of the things we did talk about was we really have 2 options moving forward. One is that we would issue star bonds, and we believe, based on the information that we have right now, that revenue would be enough to offset our existing and potential future debt. We also believe another option is that the track could potentially go black, could go into foreclosure, and that would result in the fact that we owe $10.6 million in bonds right now. And if the track is not generating revenue, sales tax revenue, then there would be nothing to offset those bond payments. And so we would have to supplement through property tax.
And also, Mr. Gerber, one question that did come up was that what would happen for City of Topeka taxpayers if the new owner, the potential owner, wasn't able to perform and did fail? Is the City of Topeka held liable?
I think the city manager addressed that pretty clearly, in that we are not going to be held liable for any financial downfalls at the track by the new operator moving forward. So we've addressed that pretty clearly, I believe.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Gerber, for your time. And for those of you out there that still want to voice your opinion, next week will be the time to do it. 2 public town hall meetings. One, April 28th at 6 p.m. at the Topeka Shawnee County Public Library. The second one, April 29th. That's a Wednesday, 11 a.m. at the Holiday Building in downtown Topeka. Ralph, Melissa.
Justin, thanks for the update. And on a topic that should draw the council's attention in the coming months, Topeka's fire chief is clarifying the status of potential cuts to his department. Chief Greg Bailey says nothing is definite. He says he made a proposal in response to a study that showed Topeka spends more for fire protection per capita compared to similar cities. Firefighters Local 83 President Randy Phillips told 13 News that by 2016, if Chief Bailey's changes go through, fire stations 1 and 6 would close and there would be staff reductions. However, Bailey says he cannot confirm any of that would happen. City Manager Jim Colson says he plans public and council discussion before any changes would be made.
1 week after Topeka welcomed its new members, Manhattan swore in its new city commissioners earlier this evening. And for only the second time in history, 3 women will serve at the same time on the 5-member Manhattan Commission. City Clerk Gary Fees administered the oaths of office for the newly elected commissioners, Linda Morse, Michael Dodson, Wynn Butler, with Karen McCullough taking over as mayor. Morse and Dodson replaced outgoing city commissioners Richard Jankovich and John Matta. Kansas would take an additional $25 million hit in the next state budget, providing aid as promised to public schools. Officials learned of the issue less than 3 weeks after the governor signed legislation aimed at preventing school funding surprises and surpluses. State officials said today that a property tax imposed by the state to raise money for schools could generate $17.5 million less than expected for the fiscal year starting this July. Officials predict that aid to school districts for construction projects would cost $7.5 million more than earlier estimated.
A Topeka women's health facility says it is a step closer to delivering babies again. Dr. Josie Norris tells 13 News that the Birth and Women's Center has reached a transfer agreement with Stormontville Healthcare and has submitted that to the Kansas Department of Health and Environment for approval. The facility posted a similar update on its Facebook page today. Stormont officials confirmed they have reached that agreement and they plan to issue a formal statement tomorrow. The state issued an emergency suspension order in February, stopping delivery of newborns at the Birth and Women's Center. That order cited concerns such as taking on high-risk patients and not transferring clients to other facilities when needed. A KDHE spokesperson said tonight the center's status is unchanged as of now. She also could not confirm the state actually received that agreement with Stormont, saying only any documents would need to be reviewed to ensure compliance, and there was no timeline for making a decision. The center submitted a transfer agreement with University of Kansas hospitals in late March. However, the center says the state rejected it due to the distance. The CDC saying tonight that the recall clearing Bluebell ice cream off the shelves dates back to 2010. Bluebell announced the total recall last night after 2 samples of its chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream tested positive for listeria. Symptoms include fever, muscle aches, nausea, and diarrhea, and it can be deadly. The CDC linked the products to 3 deadly cases of listeriosis in patients at a Wichita hospital and says this is the same strain seen in patients as far as 5 years ago, which they say suggests it lurked somewhere in Bluebell's factory the whole time.
The city of Topeka released more information on the plans to improve the capital city's levee system. Mayor Larry Wolgast announced early details in his State of the Community address last week that the city has its share of the cost and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers is ready to go ahead with the project this fall. The city would first reconstruct the Oakland flood wall, total project to span 3 years and cost about $30 million. The city goes on to say it would protect property plus clear the way for riverfront development. A Topeka man accused of plotting to set off a car bomb at Fort Riley pleaded not guilty to those charges today. 20-year-old John Booker Jr. made his first appearance in Kansas City, Kansas federal court. Cameras are not allowed inside any federal court, but 13 News did have a professional artist sketch these pictures. Booker was arrested April 10th in the Junction City area on charges including trying to use a weapon of mass destruction and attempting to provide material support to ISIS.
More than a dozen Shawnee County churches rallied tonight to increase awareness and decrease the stigma of mental health issues. Members of Topeka Justice Unity Ministry Project met tonight at the Most Pure Heart of Mary in preparation of its annual Action Assembly. Organizers say they'll ask the county to expand the education program offered at Vallejo in July during the budget hearings. Karen Payne with Topeka Jump says adequate housing, employment, access to medication, and socialization will keep people battling mental health issues out of jail and out of mental health facilities. A construction contractor got more than he bargained for this afternoon while working on a new road near the Kansas Education Park. The video you see here is courtesy 13 News viewer Suzanne Neidiger. She was at work when the construction worker hit a water main near 330 Southwest Oakley. Officials on the scene say a contractor was using a piece of machinery that breaks up the asphalt when he struck a 24-inch water main. No one was hurt or impacted by the water main break. The city is working to fix that problem, though.
The Lieutenant Governor and Kansas's Adjutant General will be attending a commemoration ceremony in Armenia. Lieutenant Governor Jeff Collier and the Adjutant General Major General Lee Taffanelli and a small contingent from the National Guard, the Joint Forces Headquarters of Kansas. They'll be in Armenia from April the 22nd, tomorrow, through the 25th to attend the commemoration of the 100th anniversary of Armenia's genocide. The visit is part of the state partnership program with developing nations with state National Guards to foster military and civilian relationships. And a fund helping women and children who face emergency situations got a boost at this local event tonight. The Women United Fund hosted supporters of the program at Top of the Tower, and they're celebrating their 10th anniversary after this was created by executive Martha Bartlett Pyland. Donations from the fund have helped more than 325 women and children who needed help in life-changing situations. That help is sometimes provided through the United Way. Donations were suggested to help with the event and help Women United continue its work. And that's a look at our news and weather time right now. Earlier today, of course, Melissa, plenty of sunshine.
A lot of sunshine.
Yeah.
Let's see if that continues. Jeremy Goodwin is watching things in the Weather Center.
Hi, Ralph and Melissa. We did have sun earlier, now a few clouds and even a few sprinkles reported in the area. Had a guest in the Weather Center today, Emery Swait, third grader from Wanamaker Elementary, was a weather person for the day, and he was practicing at the weather wall, checking out the morning lows, and had a very great talent for mastering the weather wall quickly and checking out the high temperatures across the nation as well. I want to thank Emery so much for coming in and helping out today. There's our Capitol Federal live storm tracker. Northeast Kansas seeing some sprinkles at this time. A little heavier rain in Wichita down to Winfield, Kansas right now. Much of the heavier storm activity has been in southern parts of Missouri and away from us, and we are expecting to see dry weather tomorrow. Look how cold it was this morning. Manhattan was down to 33 degrees, just above freezing, and we did have a few patches of frost. And the winds right now are from the north, gusting as high as 24 miles per hour in Lawrence now. Topeka gusting to 22 miles per hour. Here are the latest temperatures. Lawrence with 51, Topeka 55, Emporia has 53, Manhattan's latest number 56 degrees for the temperature now. Capitol Federal Skycam looking out toward the Kansas Expo Center this evening. Again, a lot of cloud coverage overhead, a few sprinkles here and there, nothing heavy. The sky is mostly cloudy in Topeka with the temperature 55. There's actually snow falling for the second day in a row across parts of Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Michigan, and temperatures up there easily in the 30s right now, with Minot all the way down to 32 for the current temperature. Tonight in Topeka, we're expecting to see a low of about 40, a few sprinkles and light winds expected in the area. Tomorrow, we'll see that high temperature cooler than average for this time of the year, around 62 for the afternoon high. We'll see a lot of sunshine and again a cooler day than we had today. And as we break down the 8-day forecast, Thursday 70, sunshine, a beautiful day. Friday we have a chance of seeing severe storms across the area anytime after 4 p.m. until maybe midnight Friday night. Saturday a chance of rain as well and 66 degrees. The jet stream energy on Friday very impressive, especially across Oklahoma and southeast Kansas. A couple of computer models are putting it right over our area, so I do expect to see significant severe weather on Friday afternoon, evening. The question is northeast Kansas, is it eastern Oklahoma? But it's going to be close enough. I recommend folks at home certainly watch very closely as we get closer to that event.
Prepare for that.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay.
So tomorrow is Earth Day, time to give the planet a little extra hug.
Moms Every Day's Amanda Lanham now has some ways you can teach your children to help planet Earth.
We have several ideas we can share with you, but here are some family activities that you can do today and anytime that you want to focus on helping the planet. Read a nature-inspired book, from the importance of recycling to how to plant your own tree. Some ideas include The Earth Book by Todd Parr and One Tree by Green Start. Create a craft from recycled materials at home or even with things that you find in nature. And get outside for activities like picking up trash in a neighborhood or maybe planting some flowers. Now, these ideas came from familyeducation.com. They have plenty more, and you can see that by following the link on our Facebook page, which you'll find by searching for Moms Everyday Kansas.
All right, Amanda, and on the Moms Everyday webpage, easy alternatives to traditional school fundraisers, how to garden in small spaces, and a lot more. You'll find it on momseveryday.com and type the / and type Topeka.
We are keeping an eye to baseball. We'll find out if the boys in blue could score another win on Ball Diamonds tonight. Chris Lilly has the scores and the highlights coming up later on for you.
And Good Kids are next right after the break with our yearly visit to Yinglings to meet this year's winners of a poster contest for kids in Seaman District's elementary schools. Coming up.
You're watching 13 News at 10 with Melissa Bruner and Ralph Hipp. 13 News, Kansas News Leader. You're watching 13 News, Kansas News Leader.
A Topeka Auto Service Center invites school kids to create their best works of car art every year.
And this poster contest at Yinglings always draws our attention, featuring these young artists as our good kids.
Braden
First-time entrants and a first-time winner. Kindergartner Braden Cochran will have his poster featured on Yingling's Auto Center's Wall of Fame. He's in Mrs. Herman's class at North Fairview Elementary. Hunter Meinhold is the contest's first grade winner. Each child wins $50 as the top prize. Hunter's a 7-year-old Rochester Elementary student. Up to the second grade level now, and the outstanding poster is a pencil and crayon creation by Pleasant Hill's Lucas Gray. 8-year-old Kendall St. Clair is this year's third grade winner. The theme again this year was their favorite dream car. Fourth grade means the fourth win in a row for this contest for all-time champ Addison Steinbach, whose poster has also won Best in Show twice of her 4 victories. She could retire as an undefeated champion. In the 5th grade category, this young lady, Cameron Applehands, took the top honors. Cameron's poster comes from North Fairview Elementary in this contest for kids in the Seaman School District. And in his final year of eligibility, Patrick Biggs wins for the first time in the 6th grade competition part of it before he moves on to middle school. We were very impressed with the Best in Show. This is just a very nicely done poster entry from Sophie Lesmeister. Sophie says she loves animals, especially tigers, which was her inspiration for this Tiger Dream car. Congratulations to all these talented winners, and we hope to see lots of them again in the Yinglings contest next year. A great group there. You may be saying, you didn't show all of the posters. Well, we had each youngster pose with their poster, and you can see the pictures. Of course, we'll direct you to our Facebook page for that, WIBW Good Kids, where you can also leave your pictures and your nominations for a future Good Kid story.
Very nice.
They're always awesome.
We will find out the secret behind the Topeka Roadrunners hockey team and how they send so many players on to compete at the Division I level.
And tonight in Kansas City, could the Royals come back against the Minnesota Twins? Had a tie for a while there. We'll update you next.
13 Sports with Chris Lilly.
Hello everyone. Going into the day, the Royals would have been in first or had a share of first place in every division but their own. Detroit up, but could that change? Detroit loses, now game on against the Minnesota Twins. Jason Vargas on the mound, he strikes out Torrey Hunter there. Alex Gordon found his home run swing to right field, his first homer of the year, and the Royals are up 1-0. Mike Moustakas wanted to attack right field too, this one with a runner on second base. That's gone. The Royals, they are up 3-1. But in the 6th, the Twins with runners in scoring position, they bring in another run, one of their 4 in the inning. But Christian Colon, a line drive to the gap, and Paulo Orlando on, and he'll fly around. He will score from first base too fast. And then Mike Moustakas would single and bring in a run there. The Royals, they win it 6-5. The Kansas City Chiefs announced their 2015 schedule today with 3 on primetime television. The Denver Broncos Week 2 game on Thursday night. Then they head to Green Bay for a Monday night game against the Packers. The other primetime game is when the Chiefs take on the San Diego Chargers on Sunday night in November. Also, former Chiefs Dwayne Bowe and the Cleveland Browns play at Arrowhead December 27th. The rest of the Chiefs schedule is online at WIBW.com. The Topeka Roadrunners are getting ready to face their next playoff opponent, but for many of the players, the end of the season means new opportunities, and that's exactly what their head coach likes. 13's Jonathan Deutsch with the team.
I told you guys on Monday, you've got to utilize your speed and your physicality.
The Topeka Roadrunners are comfortable inside Landon Arena. They only lost 3 times in regulation at home. Come August, 9 of the current players on the team will have new rinks to defend and new uniforms too.
As the Topeka Roadrunners continue their journey through the NAHL playoffs, one thing working in their advantage is that they have 9 players on the roster who have already committed to play Division I hockey next season.
Just to get a couple guys committed in general is pretty impressive, but to get like 9 guys, almost half a team, that's unbelievable. It's remarkable. Turn it up hard.
Head coach Scott Langer enjoys seeing his players move on for 2 reasons.
Well, it certainly feels good when you have players commit to Division I college and they get to move on 4 years. That makes us feel good.
It also helps the future of the team.
There's only so many things you can use as a recruiting tool. 1 is our building, 2 is our success, 3 is the amount of Division I college scholarships that we produce here.
The players know Langer is a big part of their individual success.
For those college guys to trust, Coach Langer. I mean, that's all you need, really. You just need one person to believe in you, and that's Coach Langer.
And he's pushed and helped me a lot and really developed my game just so colleges and whatnot can see me.
Everything he does is for our best interest and for our team's best interest.
Hey, Bate, smile. My God, you made one mistake.
Langer says since the team came to Topeka, there's been at least 60 players to go Division I. Since Langer joined the organization in 2003, nearly 180 players have committed to play college hockey.
We certainly, in our organization, put a lot more weight on players moving on to Division I college or to college.
Before nearly half the team moves on to college, they'll try to learn what it takes to be champions of the NAHL. Jonathan Deutsch, 13 Sports.
Thanks for that, Jonathan. The Roadrunners play the Lone Star Brahmas in Texas Friday night. And that's it for sports. Ralph and Melissa, back to you.
There you go. Love the new look, Chris. That is awesome. Thank you. And Chris and Jonathan, we appreciate the update tonight.
We will check the weather and welcome Topeka's newest zoo resident next.
This is your 13 weather forecast.
We have a few clouds overhead right now, even some sprinkles in the area, but nothing heavy. This is a live view outside from our Parish Hotel's camera, and conditions remain mostly cloudy. 40 for the overnight low with a west wind at 5 to 10. Tomorrow, northeast wind 5 to 15, high temperature 62. 70 Thursday for a beautiful day. Thunderstorms are likely on Friday, possibly severe weather Friday. Saturday 66 with more rain.
We will keep an eye on that. Before we go, some good news from the Topeka Zoo tonight. Their newest resident has arrived, safe and sound. Abby, a 2-year-old female reticulated giraffe, arrived in the capital city from the Albuquerque Zoo just within the past hour. The zoo tweeted a few minutes ago that she made it safely and she's beautiful.
Oh, that is wonderful. And Abby's move is part of the Species Survival Program. Topeka Zoo Director Brendan Wiley reports to us, if all goes well, you might be able to see Abby in person by this weekend. Of course, send your fan mail to Dear Abby. How many of you get that?
I get it. I get it.
Dear Abby.
We do want to get you up to date. The Kansas
update.
Department of Transportation has informed us that we told you at the top of the newscast tonight that there is an overturned semi on that flyover ramp from southbound 75, the Westgate Bridge, to eastbound I-70. So that ramp is closed. KDOT is saying tonight it will be a minimum of 3 hours before they have that semi moved out of the way and the road back to normal. So just make note of that.
2 a.m. And more of the final month of David Letterman is on the
Get the latest news, weather, and sports on WIBW.com or follow WIBW on Twitter and Facebook. WIBW TV, Heartland Regional Emmy Award for Evening Newscast.